Hello for the fourth week in Lent, using the Gospel only, John 9, 1 to 41. A tough topic, one of the greatest mysteries in life is to try to figure out how good can come out of evil. Hard. Something sort of like that is why does God permit bad things to happen to good people? But the bottom line is, can you get good out of evil? Maybe today's gospel says something about that. And that is where the disciples ask Christ about this blind man. Namely, because he's blind, and blindness is evil, who sinned? This man, this blind man, or this blind man's parents? Who sinned? Well, first of all, blindness is evil. It's a physical evil. No baby ought to be born with lack of sight. It's evil. You don't believe me? Ask the parents who have the child. Most of the time we think of evil as personal sin and personal evil, where we knowingly and willingly. Well, I'm talking about all evil. Who causes all this stuff? And can we get some good out of evil? Well, I think Jesus himself answers that question. He says, neither the parents nor the blind man sinned. Well, then, how does this all happen? Well, the blind man, he knows that he can see now. And so he goes, and Jesus does this wild thing. He spits and makes some paste or something, puts it in his eyes, and he can see. And then when he can see, the neighbors, they say, well, some said, he's not even the one. Others say, he's the one. He was the beggar. We saw him. Well, finally, the blind man says, I'm the one. I can see now. Well, they take the blind man before the Pharisees. And the Pharisees start questioning and talks about that guy who did that man's not from God. He doesn't even obey the Sabbath. Well, then, why? Well, the sinful man, he says, and the Pharisees say, the sinful man, if he's so sinful, how can he do good things? Some of the Pharisees. The blind man just says, look, I was blind and now I can see. Who do you think he is? Well, I think he's a prophet, a great prophet. Well, the Pharisees bring in the parents. Was this your child? Was he born blind? Well, why? How? Tell us. And the parents says, don't ask me, ask him. You know, those Pharisees, when they saw and knew of people starting to associate with a man like Jesus, they actually threw them out of the synagogue. So the parent says, don't ask me, ask him. He's old enough. Well, they do. They do a second time. And he comes back and he says, I told you the first time. I can see. Who is he? Well, I just can tell you he did it, and now I can see. Well, they wind up saying, look, we don't follow this guy. We follow Moses. We don't follow this Jesus. And Jesus just did it. No good reason, but why and now, what good did all this do? Well, the good came out of blindness. Jesus did not explain the evil and the evil of blindness, etc. He explained, and he asked the blind man who can see now, he says, do you believe in the Son of God? There's all kinds of meaning in that word, Son of God, or Son of Man. He said in this passage, Son of Man. Son of Man has a lot to do with the Old Testament, the book of Daniel, and the book of Enoch, where really it refers to the glorious judge who will come at the end of time. The Son of Man refers to the future glory as judge and Lord, exalted in the right hand of God. And Jesus said, blind man, seeing man now, do you believe in the Son of Man? The direct quote is, do you believe in the Son of Man? Who is he, sir? That I may believe in him. And the one speaking with you is he. And the blind man says, I do believe, Lord. And he worshiped him. Can good come out of evil? You bet. Remember last week's, that evil woman at the well who had 5 husbands. And it's not good to have 5 husbands. She strikes up a conversation, a relationship with Jesus Christ. And Christ asks her, and she says, I know that the Messiah is coming, the one called the Christ. When he comes, he will tell us everything. Here comes the good out of the evil situation. Jesus said to her, I am he, the one who is speaking to you. Wow. Good things come out of evil things. There is sight out of blindness. There is goodness coming out of people that are evil. I don't understand it. I don't think the world understands it. But I think it's true. And I don't think we're going to totally understand it until we wind up getting on the other side. And when we see the history of ourselves, when we see the history of the world, and when we see the history of creation, maybe it'll be so good we'll forget the evil. I don't know. Maybe we'll really understand how this all happens and transpires. But one of the greatest insights is that we believe in this God, this Son of God, this Son of Man, this Messiah, this Christ. He can do anything. I guess only because he's God. God can bring goodness out of evil. He didn't create it. We know that. It says that in the scriptures. And whatever he created was good. He didn't cause it. Creation caused it. But he redeemed it. And he will take those bad things and good things, and he will take even the bad things and bring good out of it. Hard to understand, but very hopeful. Have a good day.